Zoom just keeps changing. Okay. All right. So hi, guys. Welcome to our Team Rockstar call for March 2017. So exciting. Oh, my gosh. First, I just want to say congratulations. Last month was sick, you guys. It was off the hook what went on February. So many of you guys hitting goals and surpassing goals that you've never even done before. So it was so cool to see. Oh my goodness. And so congrats to everybody who qualified and then requalified for the 2500 leadership group. So anyone who's not familiar with it, any month you do 2,500 volume points or more, we have this leadership group. It's amazing, you guys, and you get to go into that group. We've got executive presidency member Kelly Hosaka in that group. She shares gems. She's amazing. So to be part of that group is so incredible, you guys. Tons of good tips. So that's kind of an ongoing promotion that you guys can go for. So like as you're taking your notes tonight, as you're going to take action steps and like things you want to work towards, definitely if that's not on your like monthly goal, put that there, you guys, to hit that 2,500 leadership group. It's really an awesome group. So I want to say a huge special congratulations to Team Rockstar's newest active world team member, Courtney Danis. What? Oh my gosh. I feel like, hold on, I feel like we got on mute so we can. Hey, Courtney. So excited.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to cry, Lisa.
Courtney and I are just start blubbering and crying here.
I couldn't have done it without Dee's help and the team of the girls. Like, oh my God. Oh, the team is amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all your support.
We're so happy for you. So amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. And oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, here, I'll do that so you can hear again. Feel free to unmute if anyone needs to. But, you know, active world team is just such a huge accomplishment. I told Courtney already, but to me, honestly, it's still to this day, you guys, one of, if not the most incredible achievements in my Herbalife career was active world team. Like for me, that was everything. Like I remember every second about active world team because to me it meant like, well, now I can go all the way and it's only up to me. Like I have every skill. Once you hit active world team, you guys, you have every skill to go to get team, mill team, pres team, and beyond. You have everything. And it's like, now, and then it just became like, well, the only thing that's going to stop me is me at this point on. Like it's all, I can do it. So active world team is incredible. So Courtney, oh my gosh, and the whole team, you guys are amazing. So cool. So that really just segues right into tonight's guest speaker, you guys, because we're going to hear from Courtney's upline and mentor. So really special how this all worked out, you guys. And just to give you a little background on this special girl right here, it's kind of an interesting little twist of fate. I really feel like you could trace back, and you guys can all do this on your own, you can trace back your Herbalife journey. And guys, I can trace it back. Actually, I think at one point I got to where I was like 14 years old. Like I can take all the little steps of things that happened in my life that led me where it did, that brought me to Hawaii, which brought me to sign up with Kelly Osaka. I mean, the whole thing, right? So anyway, so actually our story, our guest speaker, I mean, we go back over 60 years, I guess, right? We're not that old, but our story goes back that old because our fathers were actually best friends growing up. So Dee's father and my father were best friends growing up. And then whatever, they grew up in a city, they move away. And what they didn't realize, they actually moved to the same town. And then now Dee and I, we go to high school together, right? Middle school, high school, whole thing together. We're now in the same town. And then we move away, and that's that. And what we didn't realize was we again moved to, this is a third different town, moved to a small town in Rhode Island, one stoplight, little tiny town. And we didn't realize we were starting families, raising babies, both of us stay-at-home moms until we arrived at story hour at the library. And wow, like we reunited once again. And all the moms out there, you guys, if you're not going to story hour, let me tell you, go to story hour because your next Diamond might be there, but in all seriousness, Story Hour at the library, especially for a stay-at-home mom, is an amazing outlet, and it's free. And it's an incredible activity for your kids. But, free was big for me, and it was big for Dee as well. And the two of us, we sort of had similar journeys where, we had a wonderful life that we were very grateful for. We were happy to be home with our children. And at the same time, we were definitely counting every cent. And so Dee asked me one day at Story Hour, like, wow, like, she asked me about Herbalife. And I always say, she had so much courage to ask me, because I think a lot of people want to ask and they don't have the courage to ask. And I don't know what gave me the courage to really just be like, Dee, it's so amazing. Like, and I was kind of new at the whole thing, and I just started sharing with her like what was happening. And I told her I made $3,000 the month before. And like, Dee and I remember this moment so well, you guys. $3,000 a month, like, from my home around my kids, and I was living in a tiny little house. Like, she understood what that meant. She understood the life that I was living. She knew exactly what that meant. And we both just like, it was like I told her I made $1 million because she understood what that was. And you know what? She had the courage to say, like, could I do this? Could I get started? And she did just that, you guys. This girl is on fire. She's been on fire since day one. She reached global expansion team in 8 months. You guys, that's the top 3% of the company, top earners. That's like career level income when you're getting there, you guys. 8 months. Somebody, what's 8 months from now? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November? That would be like, how about November? So just in time for Christmas, right? Get team. Guys, again, let me repeat. She signed up. Never had done Herbalife. Signed up 8 months later, get team. You guys already signed. You guys already know this deal, right? Like, what could happen in 8 months? Incredible. So, amazing the team that she's got going on right now. So many amazing leaders, so many active supervisors, and now she has active World Team member Courtney Danis. Absolutely incredible what's going on. So you guys have your pen and paper ready, because she has so much to share with us. You guys, she's blowing it up every month. Her volume's just going up, 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 up. Last month, she blew it out of the water with volume, but it wasn't just the volume that was incredible to me. Yeah, her volume was off the hook, you guys. But guess what else is off the hook? Her documented volume, which is the new name of the game in Herbalife, is documented volume. Her documented volume, Dee can tell me the right number. It was over 5,000 in just documented. Not her total volume, documented volume, over 5,000. Are you serious? This girl works from home, around her kitchen table, around her kids. Her husband's at work. This girl's getting it done. She's ready to share. I'm so fired up to introduce the amazing, the incredible, my good friend, Deirdra Nicholas.
Thank you. My goodness, that was quite an intro. And I want to say that it was probably closer to, at this point, like 65, 66 years, because our dads were friends when they were like 4. Right. And my dad will be 70 this month. So it's insane, right?
Insane.
Okay, guys. So my name is Deirdra Nicholas, for those that don't know me, and I am a stay-at-home mom in Rhode Island. I started Herbalife in October of 2013 when, like Lisa said, I reached out to her. And in the beginning, it was mainly I wanted to lose the baby weight. Now that my daughter had been 2 years old, I couldn't call it baby weight anymore, right? So, but I was seeing Lisa's posts, and, she was giving props to herself and her team about different success that they were having. And I would always, actually, I give credit to my husband, where he was constantly telling me that he knew that there was something that I could do. There was something that, with my social skills and the way that people tend to, they're like, drawn to me, and I'm trustworthy and things like that. He knew that I had it in me to do something, but we just weren't sure what that something was. So when I did have the courage to ask her, I immediately knew that I was going to do this. I'm like, let me try, I'm going to do this. And what I did, you guys, was I signed up right away, and I didn't even have a result to start with. So what I did was just reach out to people and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, these are the products. This is what I know about them. This is what I know about, you know, this one's results and this one's results. And it just took off from there. It was basically, I mean, the star of the show are the products and getting people results. And as people are getting results, other people notice and the team starts building. And like she said, I hit the global expansion team in 8 months. And what that's done for us is incredible because we're a family of 5. I have a teenage stepson and I have 2 awesome kids. One's 8 and one's 5 right now. And what, you know, that did for us was huge, you guys, because we were a family of 5 with 1 income. My husband worked so hard. He was a general manager of a restaurant. And if any of you have ever worked in a restaurant, you know what kind of hours those are. So he's gone all weekend. He's gone late nights, you know, some nights getting home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, getting up the next day, doing it all over again. You know, missing baseball games, missing, you know, all kinds of different opportunities. And although we had a roof over our heads and we had, you know, everything we needed, we also had, you know, a lot of credit card debt because of it. We had, you know, we never went out to eat as a family. We've still never been on vacation as a family, like still to this day, like never been on vacation. So, you know, there was a lot of things that we weren't able to do. And I'll never forget the first time after I started Herbalife, the first time that I was able to go and put gas in my gas tank, and it was my money. Like I earned that money after not working for almost 3 years. And I was able to go and like put gas in my gas tank. And it was like, those are the things that make a difference in people's lives. It's not, of course, the big money makes a difference, but when you're talking to people in a day-to-day regular person, it's the gas, it's the groceries, it's, you know, different things like that, like taking my kids to the movies or whatever that may be, right? Like it's that, you guys, that's what matters. So I want to share with you guys some numbers from last month. So my personal volume was 7,768, and that's the highest personal volume that I've had since November of 2014. Out of that, 6,511 was documented volume. 4,897 of it was volume from charter preferred members. My organizational volume was the highest it's been since April of 2016. And as we were celebrating in the beginning of the call, I have a brand new Active World team member on the team. We have people in cuts of active supervisor. We have 7 team members in their first cuts for the iPad. You know, everybody's rocking. It's insane, right? So in January, I signed 15 new members. I really took the preferred member program and I ran with it. I know, like, we were able to offer the $25 coupon in the month of January, you guys. So that made the incentive like even greater, but do not take your foot off the gas on the preferred member. That is so important. My flow has changed a little bit, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit after, but don't forget about the preferred member, because this is where your stability is going to be with your documented volume. You want stability, and that is where it's going to be, your foundation. So in January, I had 7 brand new retail clients, and then in February, I had 6 brand new retail clients. And out of my February retail profit was $733.94 just in February, just in retail profit, you guys. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how my day goes and what I say to new prospects, new customers, new referrals, like exactly. I'm going to tell you exactly what I say and then the steps and what I do after that. So every month I set goals for the month. I have a calendar. It's like a little planner thing. It's not fancy. It was from Marshall's. And in the front of it, it actually says, it's really cool. It'll say like March goals. So, and then it has a few lines. So I write in there what my goals are. So, I write down what I want for personal volume. I write down what I want for organization. Now I write down documented volume, personal, documented, and organizational, what I want to hit for the month. And I write down how many new clients, how many new preferred members, and how many new coaches I want for the month. And that's really important, you guys, because to go back at the end of the month and look at what your goals were and look at where you came in. So like in the month of February, I didn't quite hit my volume goal. The month of January, I didn't hit my volume goal, but I exceeded my preferred member goal, and I exceeded my organizational goal. So, you have to if you have no goal to hit, or you don't know where you're going, what you're going for, then, the months just combine and you don't even really know what's happening. Right. So, every single day, I know you guys have heard this before, I write down my numbers. So I just told you, so I write down every morning, I do it in the morning. First thing I do, my personal volume, my documented volume, and my organizational volume. And I write it every single morning. And, it's really important to do that because like last month I was like, it's the 13th of February. Let me see where I was at the 13th of January. And I was ahead of myself, like big time. And, that's like huge. That's like such momentum. And if you're behind, you're like, whoa, what's happening? Let me go, which you should always be that way anyway. But, you have to look at what you can compare it to. And it like, it's numbers. This is a business. Like you have to treat it like a business. And it goes back to, I remember like when, my husband, like I said, was a general manager of a restaurant, and like numbers were everything. It's like, oh, what were the numbers for today? Oh, last year on this day, there was a snowstorm. So the numbers were low, and but numbers, right? Like it's a business. You have to treat it like a business. And that only takes a minute, you guys. You go on, check reports, boom, you're done. It's a minute, right? Also, every single day I do my gratitude. I have an awesome new gratitude journal that says dreams inside. It's really, really pretty. TJ Maxx, again, is the kind of that's where I get all my journals and everything like that. And I also go in and I write everybody a happy birthday. So if it's, an Herbalife coach or, I will write the happy birthday directly on their wall. If it is not somebody that's related to in Herbalife, I private message them. And I usually say something like, happy birthday, Jen. I hope you have a really great day. And, maybe ask like any fun plans, depending on how close I am to them, right? But I always say something, instead of just like happy birthday, I always say something else with it. So they come back and they're, oh, thank you so much, blah, 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 right? And it sometimes leads to a conversation. It sometimes does not lead to a conversation. But what it does is whatever type of Facebook algorithm there is, it makes it so these people are now seeing more of me because Facebook pays attention to who you are in contact with. So they are now going to start seeing my posts more, right? So that will also, pique their interest, and they're, it's just, that is what it is. Welcome to my store. So, and then you have to be consistent in whatever it is that your DMO is, daily method of operation. So most of us here, I'm assuming, is using social media. So you should have a couple, right? So we learned last month at the February STS, we learned a little bit more about the email marketing. And if you have not watched Caitlin's call about the email marketing, I would put that in your action steps today, because that is an amazing, amazing tool, you guys. So right now, basically, I would say my 3 daily method of operations are social media. I have a fit camp that I do on the weekends, and I'm an email marketing, like maniac, right? So Caitlin lists all the steps that you have to take. I'm not going to go over the email marketing, but she's already did a call with that, and she lists your action steps for that. So like I said, if you haven't watched it yet, that is on your to-do list. So I just want to say too, like I did a video a couple of weeks ago about, you know, like instant gratification on things, and like, well, oh, they're not interested, or, you know, I wore my button once and nobody asked me, so, you know, I'm gonna take the button off now, and you know, things like that. Well, when my kids started school, like I didn't grow up in this town, so I don't know very many people. And when my kids started school, I wanted to meet some new people. I wanted to be involved in the school. My mom always was. And I wanted to kind of get my face and my name out there, right, a little bit. So I started volunteering in the class. I started volunteering what I could do for the PTO, right? Like I wasn't, you know, I'm not like PTO president or anything, you guys, but like I went and I was like, yes, I can volunteer this. I can do school store. I can do this, right? And it really got people to know me. So, you know, I was always, you know, I didn't go to the PTO meeting like branded head to toe, right? Like I had my mug or my bottle, or, you know, like maybe I had a sweatshirt or something, you know? So it's like, I was representing, but I wasn't going like, you know, turning people off basically. And, you know, it really took almost, I would say it was like a year and a half, and I was consistently, you know, becoming friends with people, consistently, you know, showing up with my water bottle, with things like that. And, you know, I have a preferred member, an amazing preferred member who is loving her products. She's the head of the after school program for the school, right? And I did the after school fit club. And, you know, the president of the PTO is a client of mine. And, you know, it's just like the secretary at the school, it was a client of mine. So, I mean, it's like, it took a little bit, you guys, but if I wasn't consistent in what I'm doing every single day, then those people wouldn't even take a second look at me when they were thinking about getting healthy or losing weight or something like that. They would be like, oh, well, I saw her once like doing that, or she posted a couple of times about it, but maybe she's really not doing that anymore, right? So you have to stay consistent in what you're doing, because and another little story with that, like the very first time I messaged Lisa, it was like 2010, you guys. And like she had said, when I brought that to her attention, she said that was one of her toe dip in times, right? So she talks about how she was like in and out of the business for 13 years. That was her toe dip in. And then she got pregnant with Shane. And that was, you know, Shane and Ryan are like around the same age. So we were like pregnant at the same time, right? So that was her toe dip in. And then so it was like 2010. And then finally 2013 is when I, again, like we were face to face seeing each other. And then I had the courage again to ask. So, you know, just remember, like if she was not continuing and showing me what could be possible in her own way through the computer screen, right? Then, you know, none of this would happen right now. So new client steps. Okay. So I have a very specific way that I reach out to new clients, right? So I'm going to actually, one happened today. I got a referral sent to me today. Her name happens to be Dee, kind of ironic. So I have a new client, Ashley, who sent her to me. Coworker wanted some information. So I friend requested her on Facebook. My first thing is like, if I'm not already friends with them, I'm like, awesome. Are they on Facebook? Let them know I'm going to friend request them, right? I send them a friend request. She accepted it right away. So I wrote, hi, Ashley told me that you would like some information about Herbalife. I would love to help you. Have you ever used the products before? That sentence right there, you guys, is so key, because you need to know if they are connected with somebody, okay? And I've had people come back say, yes, I've tried blah, 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 right? And then you have to make sure that you go back and say, are you working with a coach right now? Like you cannot be taking anybody from anybody else, right? So that is a key. You have to find out if they're working with anyone. So she wrote me back, no. So I wrote, okay, great. I wrote, I'm going to add you to our client group and tag you in a couple of posts that explain a little bit more about Herbalife and some of the products. I'll write this all out, you guys, so you don't have to like, you try to, write it down while I'm saying it. I've been using the products in coaching for over 3 years now, and I love them so much. I sent my before and after picture, and I wrote, when you have a chance to watch the videos that I tag you in, let me know. And then I go in, you guys, and I'm all about saving time, okay? Like, you would think that, because I am home all day, that, I have all the time in the world, and that is not true. I almost think it's easier if you're on a schedule where you're like, okay, this is time I'm going to work, and I'm doing this, and blah, 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 right? Like, my days are, like, insane, and every day is different. So I'm all about easy and fast. And if you, there is a feature on Facebook that you can save videos and posts, okay? So when I go in to tag people in the Rockstar Wellness group, I am not scrolling forever looking for something. So there's 2 main videos that I tag them in. It is both from Lisa. It's the Why Cellular Nutrition. She's got a black coat on. And then it's her Wham Bam video that says, I don't remember the title of it, right, you guys? She's got a green coat on, okay? So I always tag the cellular nutrition first so they can learn about what the Herbalife products do, how they work. And then I tag them in the Wham Bam video to so they can get more information about some of the different products. Whether they want to use all of those products or not, Lisa gives great explanations of all of them and how they work. I also have saved the protein. Kelsey did the post about the 2 different proteins that we have. And I also saved the aloe, because those are ones that I go back to constantly, right? So if you feel like you're tagging people in the same posts all the time in wellness, you should probably have them saved, because you can just go to your saved little section on the side there and bring it up immediately, view post, boom, tag, done. You don't even have to go into the wellness group to do it, right? And a very important part of this, you guys, is to keep a list of people that you are adding. So one of the basic rules that I have is like a 2-week rule, right? So I add them and I have a list, and if they are, a lot of people are right away, boom, they're ready. They're in, right? These last 2 months have been like fire from me. Like, that Wham Bam video is like, what's the Wham Bam? I want it, I'm in. But some people aren't, some people don't. They're just like wishy-washy. So they're out of the group, right? So message whoever you need to message that can take the people out. So like, my rule of thumb is like about 2 weeks. And I'm checking in with them. Hey, whatever you say in your check-ins, you know what I mean? Like, hey, just checking in with you. Did you have a chance to watch the videos, or have you checked out the group at all? And, can you, all the amazing results and things like that, right? And if they're not committing to you, then they're not getting all of that amazing information for nothing, right? So then what I do, the next step, so then I tell them, like, in the meantime, you can register on my website to view all of the products and pricing. So that way, you guys, you have their information, you have their email, and now they can start getting your email marketing. So, and from there, now that we have the loyalty program, my next step is telling them about the loyalty program. I'm going to send you an invite, because now you have their email, they're registered on your website. I'm going to send you an invitation to our loyalty program where you can earn really great prizes from Herbalife. So make sure that you accept that before you place your order, right? So those are very important, you guys, because you want them to get all the points that they can. And then once they place their order, the next thing, so you want them to know that they can count on you, right? So like, there's a little bit of communication before they get their products in. So I make sure that I send them the customer care doc, which Lisa actually updated and posted in the group. So I send this to them, you guys, and then I actually have it in my client group too. So I can make sure that I'm tagging them in it and sending it to them, so that there's like, there's no way they're not seeing it, right? I send them or tag them or send them the snack ideas. and I let them know what their shipping information is, when to expect their package. And then when I know that they're getting, which day that they're getting their package, I send them a message and I ask if they got it. And then I ask them when they're going to start, because not everyone is starting that next day, or some people get the package, they open it up and they make a shake immediately, right? So I always ask them, like, when are they going to start, so that I know what their days are, right? So, and then, you know, I make sure that I send them like an, are you ready for your day one? Like once I know what their day one is going to be, I send them the, you know, a cheering, I'm already cheering them on, right? And then I go back to the, you know, original check-in days. So like the 1, 3, 5, 7, I might talk to them more than that, you guys. Like I tend to tell people that the more contact they have with me, the better that they're going to do on their plan. So I don't mind. I have clients right now that send me pictures of every single thing they have during the day, every day. It helps them, and I don't mind it. You know, they don't expect me to write back every single time. It's their accountability. I see it. You know, I write back. I mean, a sticker is all you need to do, right? It's like a 1-second reply, but it's motivating for them, and it's, you know, helps keep them accountable. So I do the day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, definitely, right? And if you have a lot of clients and you can't keep track, like that's where this comes in again, you guys. Like write it down, write it on your calendar, like when the person is starting, what their day 1 is, and then write it from there so that you can make sure that you're checking in with them. Because if your messages look anything like my messages, people are lost, right? You can't just go scrolling through and be like, oh yeah, who started that? Oh, it's Jen's day 1. Oh man, I got to check in with her, because my messages are like insane, right? Lost. So, and then you guys, so you want to make sure you're doing really, really, really good follow-up, really good check-ins, and have happy clients, right? Because happy clients talk to people, right? And then ask them for referrals. That's one thing that I always waited for people to give me referrals, and I never really asked for them. So you have to, like, you know, learn to, you don't have to be like hounding, like, but you just be like, wow, like, you know, you're doing amazing. Like, have you talked to anybody, or has anyone noticed what your weight loss or your energy or whatever it is that they're like thriving in at that point? Like, you have to ask them what it was. So, and have them like send you people, right? Like that's how you get like new circle of influences. So then, you know, you're getting, you know, friend requesting the people that they're sending to you, and then you're getting another new circle of influence, right? So it's like, you know, if you go into your clients' Facebook pages and, you know, see who they are communicating with a lot, right? Like, don't be afraid. Like, who cares? Like, send people friend requests. If they don't want to accept it, they're not going to accept it, right? But if they notice that you're friends with at least one other person, maybe 2, then, you know, most people are pretty social and they're just going to accept it without knowing you, right? So don't be afraid to do that too. You should be adding new people to your friends list, like, all the time. So my new flow, you guys, it's changed a little bit with what the loyal customer is. So the month of January, I said I signed up 15 new preferred members, right? The month of February, I did not sign up any new members. And there was a reason for that. It's because I've signed up, I have 5 people in their first month of the loyalty program. They've already have their first check mark for the loyalty program, right? So the new flow is retail customer in the loyalty program. And I'm going to go for a minimum of 2 months, you guys. I want them to get at least one prize, right? So I'm keeping them in the loyal customer program for 2 months. And then I'm going to offer them the preferred member, whether they want to stay in the loyal customer program and continue to earn the swag. You guys, that swag is insane. Like, we can't even get that, right? It's crazy. So, and then offer them, tell them what the preferred member is all about, right? And then they can save money, and, you know, it's a little bit different, and explain both of them to that. And then you hope that down the road, your happy preferred members will be your best coaches, right? So, you know, you have to get into shift your mindset and get into that new flow. Like, you still want to recruit and you still want to have coaches, but it's just a different way, a different type of flow, right? You're going through the, you know, different motions, and they put the loyal customer program together for us. It's insane. It's great. The company is like, they don't have to do that, right? They didn't have to do that. They are offering our customers like crazy gifts, right? So, all right. So that is how I'm treating my clients. It's working really, really well. And I'm kind of excited about it, you guys, because of, you know, I haven't always had like such a like direct thing that I'm doing, right? And, you know, I've always been, you know, pretty good at getting and keeping retail clients, but like, I'm really excited about the way that this is all panning out right now. So I would just want to like talk about a little bit about how I have built the business and how it's been stable and it's been, you know, growing. And most of that has to do with like events, you guys. And I know that it's sometimes hard to do, right? So February was 3 years since I went to my first event, and I haven't missed any, not one, right? So there's a lot of things that I did miss, birthday parties and baby showers and little league picnics and, you know, award things at baseball and, you know, different things like that. But I didn't miss an event, and it's very important to me. And, you know, I understand if you guys have, you know, maybe your spouse doesn't understand, and mine didn't at first. He didn't, coming from his background, he didn't understand why I had to pay to go to a training. He didn't understand, you know, any the things like that. Like it didn't get it. It didn't register in his head that way. Right. But the more that I continued to work, and I continued, and it paid off, you guys. Like he was like, wow, like he couldn't believe what was happening. Right. He couldn't believe it. And he was like, you know, extravaganza came up and I really, really wanted to go. And, you know, he was like, well, you deserve it. You've been working really, really hard. Like you go, like you deserve to go. And this was the guy that just a few months before didn't understand why I had to pay a ticket to go to a training. So you have to believe in yourself more than other people are going to believe at this point, and make them believe, prove it to them that what you're doing is worth it. I left my kids for the first time, you guys, April LDW, my first April LDW, 2 nights, right? 2 nights, 5 of us in the hotel room. And that was not easy, okay? It's hard. It was hard to do. I'd not done it before. And although that's hard to do, what's harder to do is not be able to pay your bills and not be able to put gas in the car and not be able to take your kids to the movies or not be able to take them to the trampoline place that their friends always go to. And these are the things that are hard, you guys. Like that's hard. Like you find a way to do the events, and you find a way to do the other things because it's harder not to. And like you have to know that. You have to realize it. And there's like not a day, that goes by that I'm not like 100% thankful for what this opportunity has done for me. So you have to get that mindset. Like if it's been a roller coaster ride, okay, right? So, and you know, there was like points that, you know, it was like, you know, you're at the top, right? And then like you're coming down and then you got to like build back up, right? But you have to like just know that there was never one moment that I did not think that I was going to do this business. Okay. There was not a time where I went to Lisa and I was like, you know, I don't think that this is for me. Like not once, you guys. And like, if you know my story a little bit deeper, like, you know, it goes to deep, right? It goes like highs and lows. Okay. And there's like this like amazing picture, a photo that you see sometimes, and it's of an iceberg, and it says, you know, what people see in like success is at the iceberg, right? And what they don't see is and I wrote it all down so I could read it. What they don't see is the hard work, the risk, the late nights, the struggle, the failure, the action, the discipline, the courage, the doubt, the criticism, the disappointment, and the sacrifice, you guys. So like, just know that whatever level that you're at right now, there's probably somebody that would love to be at your level. And I made the global expansion team in 8 months, you guys, but it's been 2.5 years that I've been there. And the global expansion team is nicknamed, it's the workhorse of the marketing plan, right? And I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for it. But I'm also working my butt off to be where I am and to continue and to help my team. My team is amazing, you guys. The dynamic and the way that they love is just, it's insane right now. And I'm so thankful for every single one of them. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot. So, you know, it's worth it every single second. But, I hope you guys, got some goods out of this call. And, I know we've been on 45 minutes and I don't want to keep you any longer. So, that's it. That's what I got. Thank you.
Now I gotta talk. Dee and I, by the way, sometimes we used to sit at story hour and just start crying. I don't want to go down this road, Dave, but there was one time we were at story hour and we were talking about, you guys, just like, even our marriages have gotten better, us as moms, you know, just everything, what Herbalife has done for us. So I'm so proud of you. Okay, sorry to people who aren't criers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we cry. I can't help it. So, Dee, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but that call just was incredible. Like, you just gave so much goodness. I have all these notes. You guys, what Dee just gave to us, besides her heart at the end, I mean, seriously, you guys, these action steps are sick. In fact, I'm writing like crazy because I was like, Dee, what is going on? Like, you're like, I saw her like tagging people in the videos, and then her volume's out of control and all the clients, and she's like, you guys, it's like insane what she's doing. And she just shared exactly what she's doing. And it's something that really only takes a few minutes. You know, it's not major. You don't need hours a day to do the things that she's doing. That's the thing. This is really like anyone part-time can do it. So Dee, thank you so much for really sharing everything. Just amazing. I hope you're reading the comments.
I wasn't able to actually. Let me go back.
Oh, you gotta go. Somebody screenshot for Dee these.
I'm doing it. I'm reading it now.
Okay. Somebody's, yeah, because it's hard to read and be in there at the same time. I know. But, you know, watching Dee's journey, you guys, has just been amazing. And honestly, here's the thing about her. Obviously, she's special, but she's also like all of us, right? It's like everyone on this call, like anybody can do these things, you know, and Dee just kept going. And trust me, she's had tough times. Like anyone on this journey has had. She's definitely had tough times too, and she just keeps going and getting stronger and getting better, and it's just so awesome to watch. I'm so proud of you, girl. So, all right, Rebecca asked, yeah, here we go. All right, let's unmute everybody, and let me answer Rebecca. Rebecca's asking if there's videos. Yeah, video.herbalife.com has little simple instructions for like setting up the loyal customer program and setting up all your stuff, Rebecca. Okay. Oh gosh, that was like amazing. All right, let me unmute. Dee, thank you. That was.
Thank you for asking me.
That was just. I can't even handle it, you guys. Are you serious? This might go down in history as the best call ever because that was just everything right there. So many nuggets. More chat coming in. Okay, yes. Let me see here. How do I unmute? Here we go. Okay.
Thank you, Dee. You're awesome, girl.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody, for getting on. Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys. Let's crush it in March. Bye, everybody. Oh, Danielle. Oh, my gosh. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.